Welcome to CUTV News. I'm Jeff Turek, reporting here from Clarion on the news media and how it affects the world. I'm here with Ryan Gregorick. Now, Ryan, I have some questions for you here. There's some people that believe the news is misleading and can mess with our perceptions of what is important. What are your opinions on this thought?
I believe in this new digital age. I do think the news is changing through social media, through blogging, Facebook, Twitter, things like that. I do think the media can be skewed at some points. So through that, I do believe that statement is true.
Do you feel that news has a positive or negative effect on how you view the world personally?
Me personally, I think it can be a little bit of both. It really depends on the reputable sources that you're going through. I know there's some sources out there that may not be reputable, but if you follow channels such as CNN and Fox News, not necessarily MSNBC, I think those are reputable.
In your opinion, do you think that the media in general is a good or bad thing for those who consume it?
That's a very good question, Jeff. I think the media can be good overall. The media, I mean, you have to watch through like little kids and stuff like that. You have to watch how they censor what they watch. But the media today has evolved so much throughout the years that I think it creates a positive atmosphere for everybody. Again, you have to watch reputable sources, but I think it is a positive image in today's world.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
And we are back here with CUTV News. I'm Jeff Turek, here in Clarion with Sean Carroll now. So a few more questions for Mr. Carroll. Mr. Carroll, what effect do you think the news has on your thoughts of the world?
Well, I think the news that we get here in the United States is heavily skewed towards what our government wants us to, see, and it takes points of view that they want us to have on the world.
Okay. Some would say that news works like a drug, in a sense where once a story becomes attractive enough to someone, they must see it through. What are your thoughts on this?
I can definitely see that from personal experience. A friend of mine followed the Boston bombings very diligently, was almost borderline obsessed with it, so I can definitely see that.
In your opinion, do you think the media in general is a good or bad thing for those who consume it?
I think it's both good and bad. As far as letting people know what's happening in your area and stuff like that, it's very useful, but it can also shade more towards negative things and not bring light upon the more positive things that are happening in the world or your local area.
Thank you, sir. I'm Jeff Turek here for CUTV News in Clarion, here with Shane Federici. I have a few questions for him. Shane, some people believe that news can create a sense of fear, aggression, or desensitization in people. Have you yourself experienced any of these after consuming news?
I personally have never felt that way about when I watch the news. I try to take news at face value and not really think too in-depth about it.
Another question going off of that is, it has been said that news inhibits thinking, that you're spoon-fed information without having to think critically, and this can have a negative effect on one's thought process. What are your personal thoughts on this opinion?
I think there's two sides to it. I think it's about the viewer themselves, because you can hear a story and you can sit there and relate to it and think about it, or you can hear a story and just be passive about it and just kind of just read and hear it.
In your opinion, do you think the media in general is a good or bad thing for those who consume it?
I think it's a good thing. I think if you are willing to consume it and you want to consume the media, then it's purposeful. Because if you're just watching the media just because it's out of boredom or just it's something to do, you're not watching it to think about it, you're not watching it critically, you're watching it just out of having free time.
Thank you, sir.